What's going on the screen from the link walkthroughs? And this is the Monday Night Raw podcast. I was meant to do SmackDown on Friday, but I wasn't here. I was away. This Raw is on the 4th of June 2012. As you can hear by my voice is not really perfect today because of that weekend. So let's start off with the first segment. It starts off with showing a video of the Big Show. Shows the amount of damage he did this last few weeks. It's just like a montage, so there's nothing really anything special. Then it goes to Michael Cole that's standing in the ring. He starts talking about John Cena, saying how John Cena is the cause of Big Show's destruction, and he's meant to have an interview with John Cena. So John Cena comes out to the ring. Michael Cole starts insulting him. He starts giving out about him. He just starts saying that he's the cause of the Big Show and he shouldn't be here and all this here. It's nothing really, anything special. Then John Laurinaitis comes to the ring. Not to the ring, but at the entrance. And he announces that John Cena can pick anyone as his opponent tonight, as the Big Show did last week. So John Cena decides to pick Big Show, but Big Show's not here tonight. And then he tries to pick John Laurinaitis, but John Laurinaitis announces he's retired. So he decides to pick Michael Cole because Michael Cole kept insulting him. So the match at the main event tonight is going to be Michael Cole versus John Cena. Again, no title match for the end of the night, so there we go. Then it shows backstage. It takes a wee break, and then it shows backstage. Michael Cole complains to John Laurinaitis about the match, and John Laurinaitis says it's what the people want, so he's going to give what the people want. Then it's kind of like a funny wee segment. Vicky Guerrero comes out and she announces, "Excuse me." But before she actually starts talking, Michael Cole walks past her, stomping his feet, which is quite funny. I enjoyed that. Now the first match, I know this was on SmackDown. First match is Sheamus versus Dolph, and this is a rematch. So it starts off with Dolph getting pulling all the strikes and getting a headlock. Sorry, getting most of the strikes in at Sheamus. And it's a pretty good match. There's a few submissions in here. And Dolph gets the hand at the start. Then Sheamus comes back. Sheamus comes back with a good clothesline. Comes back with a kick. Not a bro kick, but a kick to the side. Then Dolph gets him in an armbar kind of headlock thing. And it's like he pulls up the arm, but he also has the head in a headlock, which is pretty good. So he uses that, but somehow Sheamus gets out of it, and Sheamus gets the bro kick. Well, he gets the white noise first, and then he gets the bro kick. And it's a 10-minute match. It's alright. It's not the best, but I think it was better on SmackDown, as I seen earlier on today. And I think it was better than SmackDown's. SmackDown's match was far better. And then when Sheamus walks up to the ring, of course Del Rio comes out and he attacks him from behind, and he gives this weird arm. I think it's his finisher. It's like it's at the edge of the stage. Sheamus is like hanging off the stage, but Del Rio's got him by the arm. He's pulling up his arm, which is, well, it's alright, I suppose. You knew it was going to happen. Then the second segment, John Laurinaitis is talking to David Otunga backstage, and David Otunga says that Vince McMahon is coming next week to give John Laurinaitis his evaluation on his job, which he's doing on Raw. Which is good because finally we get to see Vince McMahon back in ages. We haven't seen him since, I think, the whole Triple H thing with the CEO, which is about 6 months ago. About 6 months ago, I'd say. So it's good to see him back. The second match is Sin Cara versus Hunico. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Hunico or something like that there. Starts off very good with Sin Cara, doing great flips, great moves here. Well, you got Hunico coming back with a great backbreaker. He actually makes Sin Cara kind of stumble a wee bit. Sin Cara comes back with a Hurricane Rana and a few kicks to the side, and then Sin Cara wins the match with a weird move. It was like It's kind of like it was like a hurricane Rana, but he spun his head around, so he landed on his head, Honeycomb or whatever his name is, Honeycomb, Honeyco or something, and it landed on his head. So it was a pretty good match, 5-minute match, right enough. They could last longer, but all spots were made. Third match. Now this one I'm not going to really talk much about because it's Ryback. Ryback versus two more idiots. I don't really know what the name of the two people are because I wasn't really bothered about the match because you knew they were going to get squashed. So starts off Ham's destroying them again. Starts off destroying the two idiots that's in the ring, but Ryback comes back. I don't know how it worked. He threw both of them into the ring, into the corner of the ring, and they stumbled out to the ring. And Ryback came back with a huge clothesline, just knocking both of them down, and sorry. Knocking them both down, and then he did that his finisher where he left both of them over his head, and he did this massive slam backwards, and he put the other guy on top of the other guy, and he pinned him. So that's a 3-minute match. It wasn't even that long. It was Ryback's debut on Raw. Yeah, 3-minute match. Wow. Fourth match. Now it's CM Punk versus Kane. I know this match was on SmackDown as well. I think it was it the main event? I'm not too sure. I know John Cena wasn't on SmackDown, I don't think. I know that. I think that. This is there must be a winner match. Whatever that means, I don't have a clue. And it was announced on SmackDown that Kane will be involved in the WWE Championship match at No Way Out with Daniel Bryan. And before the match starts, Daniel Bryan comes out to the ring and he starts saying, I've got a few questions to ask the audience. He goes, has AJ gone crazy? He goes, yes. Will Kane destroy Punk? Yes. And will Daniel Bryan become the new WWE champion? And he says yes again. So the match is pretty good, and AJ comes out. CM Punk's getting squashed at the start of the match because it's Kane. And he starts Kane getting all this good moves, getting all the spots. Then AJ comes out finally to the ring, sits around the side of the ring, and CM Punk comes back, and starts using his moves. But Kane wins the match. Kane wins the match against CM Punk, and AJ comes into the ring to look after CM Punk, but Kane starts looking at her, and you think he's going to choke slam her, but Daniel Bryan comes into the ring and he starts attacking Kane for some weird reason because he was, I don't know, he doesn't feel stuff for AJ, or I don't know. And Kane throws him outside the ring and starts attacking Daniel Bryan, and then he turns back to AJ and he looks at AJ, but for some reason AJ smiles at Kane and puts back her hair, and Kane just walks away. He looks at her, stares at her for a few seconds, then he walks out of the ring. Huh. Okay. Then you got AJ backstage talking to Josh Matthews, and backstage she's holding his tie for some reason and saying, do you not like strong masculine women? And she goes, I do. And she says that I could be your type, whatever that means. Fifth match. You got Kofi Kingston and R-Truth versus Rex and Hurrings. Don't know if I'm saying that right either, another H word. So you got Kofi and R-Truth destroying these two guys at the start of the match. And there's a lot of distractions in the match from both sides of the ring, just outside the ring. And well, I'm not really going to go into this match because it was only 5 minutes as well. Well, the CM Punk match, by the way, was 10 minutes. This match with Kofi Kingston and R-Truth was only 5 minutes. It ends off with Kofi getting trouble in the paradise at the end of the match, and he pins him 1, 2, 3. So that's how it ends. That's how that ends that match. Right, final thing. John Laurinaitis comes out to the ring when John Cena's already in the ring, and he says Michael Cole will have to fight John Cena if he beats Lord Tensai. So Cena has to beat Lord Tensai to fight Michael Cole. So it's a good match. Cena wins the match. It's a 10-minute match. Well, sorry. It starts off with Lord Tensei destroying Cena at the start. You knew that was going to happen because Lord Tensei is unbeaten, but finally Cena beats him by giving him, I think it was a AA, I'm not too sure. I didn't see the rest of the match because I wasn't really interested, because we've seen this match over and over again, because I wasn't really interested in it. So I know Cena wins, so he has to fight Michael Cole. So Michael Cole tries and runs out of the ring. Not out of the ring, but out of the building. But Cena grabs him. But somehow Michael grabs a mic when Cena grabs him. And Michael's in the ring, and he starts stripping. He tries to act like he's a strong wrestler. A strong wrestler. So he starts insulting Jerry the King Lawler and Cena again. And Cena just gets fed up, and he just gives him a big massive chop to the stomach, and he starts stripping Michael Cole. He takes off his trousers, and he kicks him on the ground. Few more chops to Michael. Cena has Michael in a headlock, and he's saying he has to say sorry to JR and Jerry. And he says that he has Michael Cole. That's pretty funny because Michael Cole starts apologizing, and it sounds well funny. And Cena asks Jerry if he has any barbecue sauce, JR's barbecue sauce. So he gets the barbecue sauce and he pours it all over Michael. And then Cena goes for a fire extinguisher underneath the ring. And he starts spraying Michael Cole all over with a fire extinguisher. But then Lord Tensei comes to the ring and he attacks Cena. And Michael goes for the pin, but Cena kicks out. So Cena goes there. Michael Cole goes for the fire extinguisher then. And then Cena actually dodges the fire extinguisher. And he actually gives him the AA, and he pins him 1, 2, 3. So it was a good segment at the end. I gotta say, it was good. I enjoyed it. It's kind of funny. It was funny. I like to watch him get Michael Cole getting all barbecue sauce and all. But yeah. So next week we have Vince McMahon coming to the WWE. I don't know if I'm going to actually watch Friday Night SmackDown and record it, because as I didn't do it last week. I promised I was going to do this, but I don't know. Well, I have to find out. So we'll see what goes on. And this is Graham signing off from the Lynch Walkthroughs. Thanks for listening, if you're listening. And hopefully wait for Friday Night SmackDown this week. And I'll talk to you later. This is Graham signing off. Good night.